Hey Taurus, welcome back. I need to share something with you today that has been showing up repeatedly in the cards, and honestly, it is making more sense now than ever before. I have been pulling cards for your sign all week, and there is this persistent theme about karma, about justice, about things coming full circle in ways that feel almost prophetic. Before we dive in, I want you to get comfortable because what I am about to share might resonate deeply with some of you, especially if you have been dealing with someone who hurt you, betrayed you, or tried to bring you down. The universe has been working behind the scenes, and the cards are finally ready to reveal what has been happening in the energetic realm. So I shuffled my deck this morning with the intention of understanding what Taurus needs to know right now about the karma that is unfolding around them. And when I laid out these cards, I actually had to pause for a moment because the story they tell is so clear, so specific, and honestly, so validating for what many of you have been sensing, but maybe could not quite put into words. Let me start pulling cards, and we will go through this journey together. I am feeling this reading is going to bring a lot of clarity, maybe even some relief, because sometimes knowing that the universe sees what happened and is actively balancing the scales, that alone can be incredibly healing. All right, the first card I pulled is the Eight of Pentacles, and okay, this is actually the perfect starting point for this reading. The Eight of Pentacles is all about dedication, hard work, mastery, and someone who puts their head down and focuses on building something real. Taurus, this card is representing you in this situation. This is showing me that while all this drama was happening, while someone was out there trying to tear you down, gossip about you, interfere with your life, what were you doing? You were working, you were building, you were staying focused on your craft, your goals, your personal development. The Eight of Pentacles energy is so grounded and so mature. This person could not distract you from your path, even though they tried. And what I find really interesting here is that this card often shows up when someone is so committed to their own growth that they almost become immune to external chaos. You were not engaging in the drama, you were not retaliating, you were not stooping to their level. You were literally just continuing to hammer away at your anvil, perfecting your skills, building your empire brick by brick. And here is what the universe wants you to know. That dedication, that refusal to be pulled off course, that commitment to staying in your integrity even when someone was actively trying to provoke you. That is exactly what set up their karmic downfall. Because while you were building, they were scheming. While you were growing, they were plotting. While you were investing in your future, they were investing in your destruction. And the universe was taking notes the entire time. The Eight of Pentacles is also telling me that your hard work is about to pay off in ways that will be undeniable. Not just financially, though that is definitely part of it, but also in terms of reputation, respect, recognition. Everything you have been quietly building while they were busy trying to tear you down is about to become so visible, so successful, that their attempts to diminish you will look absolutely ridiculous in retrospect. There is also this element of skill and mastery here that I cannot ignore. The Eight of Pentacles often appears when someone has spent time honing a particular talent or building expertise in something. Taurus, what have you been working on? What have you been developing? Because this card is saying that your commitment to excellence, your refusal to cut corners, your dedication to doing things the right way, even when it would have been easier to take shortcuts, this is going to be your vindication. I am also getting that some of you might have been in a situation where this person tried to compete with you professionally or creatively, or maybe they tried to copy what you do, steal your ideas, or undermine your work. The Eight of Pentacles is saying that their attempts to replicate your success will fail because they do not have what you have. They do not have the dedication. They do not have the authentic passion. They do not have the willingness to put in the real work. They want the results without the process, and the universe does not work that way. So while you have been steadily building something real and lasting, they have been building something on a foundation of envy, shortcuts, and stolen ideas. And guess what happens to structures built on weak foundations? They crumble. And Taurus, that crumbling is happening right now. The next card I pulled is Three of Swords, and wow, okay, this is getting intense already. The Three of Swords is one of the most painful cards in the entire deck. It represents heartbreak, betrayal, painful truth, sorrow, and in the context of this reading, this card is showing me what this person did to you. This was not just a casual disagreement or a minor conflict. This person hurt you. They betrayed you in a way that cut deep. The Three of Swords is about wounds that strike at the very heart of who you are. What I am seeing here is that this person knew exactly where you were vulnerable, and they went for those spots intentionally. They did not just disagree with you or distance themselves from you. They actively tried to wound you. Maybe they spread rumors that attacked your character. Maybe they betrayed a confidence that you shared with them in a moment of vulnerability. Maybe they turned people against you. Maybe they tried to ruin something you cared deeply about. Whatever they did, it was calculated to cause maximum pain. The Three of Swords is also showing me public humiliation or exposure. This person might have tried to embarrass you in front of others, damage your reputation, make you look bad in professional or social settings. There is something about the way this card depicts three swords piercing a heart against a stormy sky that tells me this was not a private betrayal. This was someone who wanted others to witness your pain. They wanted you to be humiliated. They wanted you to suffer publicly. And here is where the karma piece starts to come in. The Three of Swords is a card of truth. Yes, it is painful, but it is also about the truth being revealed, even when that truth hurts. And what the witch predicted, what the spiritual realm has been setting up, is that the same energy of painful truth and public exposure is now turning back on them. The swords that they aimed at your heart are now pointing at their own. I am getting that this person is currently experiencing or about to experience their own Three of Swords moment. Something they have been hiding, something they have been lying about, something they hoped would never come to light, it is about to be exposed. And just like they made sure your pain was public, their exposure will be public too. The universe has a way of creating perfect mirrors, and this person is about to see exactly what they put you through reflected back at them. What is really important for you to understand here, Taurus, is that the Three of Swords you experienced was necessary for your evolution. As painful as it was, that betrayal showed you who this person really was. It removed the illusion. It gave you clarity. It forced you to set boundaries and protect yourself in ways you might not have done otherwise. Your Three of Swords led to growth. It led to you becoming stronger, wiser, more discerning. But their Three of Swords? It is going to be different, because where yours led to elevation, theirs is leading to consequence. Where yours refined you, theirs is going to reveal them. The heartbreak they are experiencing or about to experience is not leading them to growth, because they have not done the internal work, they have not taken responsibility, they have not genuinely sought forgiveness or tried to make amends. So their painful moment is purely karmic consequence, not spiritual evolution. Let me pull the next card, the Moon. Oh, Taurus, this is the card that is making everything click into place for me. The Moon is all about illusion, deception, hidden enemies, things happening in the shadows, fears, anxiety, and secrets that are lurking beneath the surface. This card is showing me how this person operated and also what is now being revealed. The Moon represents the energy this person has been moving in. They were not direct with you. They were not honest. Everything they did was cloaked in deception and manipulation. The Moon is the card of the hidden enemy, the person who smiles to your face while plotting behind your back. This person was operating in the shadows, working in ways you could not see, spreading poison in spaces you were not present in. What I am really picking up on here is that this person created a whole false narrative about you. The Moon is about illusions, and they built an entire illusion around who you are. They told stories that were not true. They twisted situations to make themselves look like the victim, and you look like the villain. They manipulated the perception that others had of you through carefully crafted lies and half-truths. The Moon also represents anxiety, fear, and paranoia, and I am getting that this is what this person has been living in. Despite their outward confidence, despite their attempts to seem unbothered, they have been consumed by fear. Fear that you will succeed, fear that people will discover the truth, fear that their own darkness will be exposed, fear that karma will catch up with them. And guess what? That fear has been absolutely justified, because everything they were afraid of is now manifesting. Here is where the witch's prediction comes in. The moon is a deeply spiritual and mystical card. It represents intuition, psychic knowing, and the unseen forces that govern our reality. A witch, someone connected to the spiritual realm, someone who understands how energy works, they could see what was coming for this person. They could see through the illusions. They could see the karmic debt being accumulated. They could see that the universe was keeping score. And what the witch predicted is exactly what the moon is showing me now. This person's illusions are crumbling. The false image they projected is falling apart. The lies they told are being exposed. The manipulation they engaged in is being revealed. Everything that was hidden is coming to light, and not in a gentle way. The moon reversed is often about secrets being revealed, illusions shattering, truth emerging from darkness. I am also getting that this person is experiencing significant mental and emotional distress right now. The moon can represent confusion, depression, anxiety, feeling lost in the darkness. They are having trouble sleeping. They are plagued by guilt, even if they would never admit it out loud. They are experiencing a kind of psychological unraveling, because when you build your entire life on lies and manipulation, and those lies start to fall apart, there is nothing solid to stand on. The moon is also telling me about health issues. This card can represent illness that is connected to emotional or mental distress. The suffering the witch predicted, it is not just emotional or social, it is manifesting in their physical body, stress-related illness, anxiety-related symptoms, the body keeping score of all the negative energy they have been putting out into the world. You cannot carry that much darkness, that much malice, that much toxic energy without it affecting your health. And this person is learning that lesson the hard way. The fourth card is the Chariot. And this is where things get really interesting, because the Chariot is a card of victory, control, determination, and moving forward with purpose. In this reading, the Chariot is representing the cosmic force that is now driving the karma forward. This is not passive karma. This is not slow-moving consequences. This is karma with momentum, with direction, with unstoppable force. The Chariot shows a figure controlling two sphinxes, or horses, animals that represent opposing forces being brought into alignment and directed toward a goal. What this is telling me is that the universe has been harnessing all the different elements of this situation, all the different actions this person took, all the different ways they wronged you, and bringing them together into one concentrated karmic response. Think about how the Chariot works. It is not chaotic. It is not random. It is directed. It has a destination, and that destination is justice. The witch could see this Chariot coming from far away, could see that the wheels of karma were already in motion, already building speed, already heading directly toward this person with absolute certainty. The Chariot is also about willpower and determination, but in this context, it is showing me that no amount of willpower on this person's part can stop what is coming. They cannot manipulate their way out of this. They cannot lie their way out of this. They cannot charm their way out of this. The Chariot of karma is locked on to its target, and nothing they do will divert its path. I am also getting that the Chariot represents you reclaiming your power and moving forward. While this person is being run over by the karmic chariot they set in motion, you are the one in the driver's seat of your own chariot, moving forward with confidence, with purpose, with your head held high. You are not looking back. You are not engaging with their drama. You are focused on your own journey, your own victory, your own success. The Chariot can also represent legal victories or public vindication, and some of you might be in situations where there is an actual legal component to this, or where your name and reputation are being publicly cleared. If this person damaged you professionally or socially, the Chariot is saying that you are about to experience a reversal where the truth comes out and you are vindicated in a very public, very definitive way. There is also an element here of speed and momentum. The Chariot moves fast. Whatever karma is coming for this person, it is not going to be a slow burn. It is going to happen with surprising speed and force. They might feel like everything is falling apart all at once, like they cannot catch their breath because one thing after another is going wrong. That is the chariot energy. That is momentum. That is the universe saying enough is enough and unleashing consequences all at once. The fifth card I pulled is 10 of Pentacles, and this is absolutely gorgeous in this reading because the 10 of Pentacles represents legacy, family, long-term security, generational wealth, lasting success, and the harvest of everything you have been building. Taurus, while this person is experiencing their karmic downfall, you are entering into a period of unprecedented stability and abundance. The 10 of Pentacles is the card of ultimate material and emotional fulfillment. It is about having built something so solid, so real, so sustainable, that it will last not just for your lifetime, but for generations. This is your 8 of Pentacles work coming to fruition. Everything you have been diligently building, all those hours you put in while they were busy trying to destroy you, it is all paying off in the most beautiful way. What I love about this card in your reading is that it completely contradicts whatever narrative this person tried to create about your life. If they tried to make you look unstable, unsuccessful, or unworthy, the 10 of Pentacles is showing that the opposite is true. You are building something lasting. You are creating real wealth. You are establishing yourself in ways that cannot be shaken by gossip or manipulation. The 10 of Pentacles also represents family and support systems, and I am getting that while this person might have tried to isolate you or turn people against you, you actually have deep support that they do not have. You have people who genuinely love you, who see your worth, who celebrate your success. They might have a large social circle, but it is superficial. You have a smaller circle, but it is real. And when karma hits, the difference between real support and fake support becomes very obvious. There is also something here about inheritance or receiving what is rightfully yours. Some of you might literally be coming into money or property or opportunities that feel like they were always meant for you, but on a more metaphorical level, you are inheriting the life that you were always supposed to have, the life that this person tried to prevent you from having. You are stepping into your destiny, and their interference was just a temporary obstacle that ultimately made you stronger and more appreciative of what you have now. The 10 of Pentacles is also about stability and security that cannot be threatened. This person might have tried to destabilize your life, make you feel unsafe or insecure, but this card is saying that you are entering a phase where you feel more secure than ever. Financially secure, emotionally secure, socially secure. Your foundation is solid, and nothing they did could actually damage it in any lasting way. Let me pull the next card. Strength, yes, yes. This is perfect. The Strength card is not about physical power or dominance. It is about inner strength, courage, compassion, resilience, and the ability to tame your own inner beasts. This card often shows a woman gently closing the mouth of a lion, representing the power of gentle strength over brute force. Taurus. This card is honoring the way you handled this situation. You did not become like them. You did not resort to their tactics. You did not let their darkness turn you dark. The Strength card is saying that your restraint, your dignity, your grace under pressure, this is what makes you truly powerful. Anyone can lash out when they are hurt. Anyone can seek revenge. Anyone can stoop to someone else's level. But it takes real strength to stay in your integrity when someone is actively trying to pull you out of it. The Strength card is also about patience, and I am getting that your patience has been a key factor in why the karma is so effective now. You did not try to force consequences on this person. You did not exhaust yourself trying to expose them or get revenge. You trusted that the universe would handle it. And that trust, that patience, that willingness to let divine timing work, it allowed the karma to build up to maximum impact. There is also a healing element to the Strength card. The lion in this card can represent your own pain, your own anger, your own hurt, and the card shows you gently but firmly mastering those emotions. You did not let your pain control you. You did not let your anger consume you. You felt those feelings, you acknowledged them, but you did not let them dictate your actions. That level of emotional maturity is rare, and the universe has been watching. The Strength card is also telling me that while this person is falling apart under the weight of their karma, you are becoming stronger. Their consequences are breaking them down, but your trials have been building you up. You have developed a kind of inner fortitude that cannot be shaken. You have learned that you can survive betrayal. You have learned that you can withstand attacks on your character. You have learned that you are more powerful than you ever knew. And here is something really beautiful. The Strength card often appears when someone has alchemized their pain into power. You took the worst thing this person could do to you, and you transformed it into fuel for your growth. You turned betrayal into boundaries. You turned heartbreak into healing. You turned their attack into your armor. That is spiritual mastery, Taurus. That is why you are protected. That is why you are blessed. That is why karma is on your side. The 7th card is 10 of Wands, and oh, this is showing me what this person is carrying right now. The 10 of Wands is about being overburdened, overwhelmed, carrying too much weight, struggling under responsibilities or consequences that have become too heavy to bear. This is the suffering that the witch predicted. This is the illness, the exhaustion, the feeling of being crushed under the weight of their own actions. What I am seeing here is that this person's karma is not just one thing going wrong. It is everything feeling heavy. The 10 of Wands shows someone bent over, carrying 10 heavy staffs, barely able to see where they are going because the burden is so great. They are dealing with consequences in multiple areas of their life all at once. Maybe their relationships are falling apart. Maybe their reputation is damaged. Maybe they are facing financial difficulties. Maybe their health is suffering. Maybe they are dealing with legal issues. Maybe all of the above. The 10 of Wands is also about the consequences of taking on too much or trying to control too much. This person tried to control the narrative around you. They tried to manipulate multiple people and situations. They tried to manage all their lies and keep their false image intact. And now all of those efforts are backfiring. All of those lies require maintenance. All of those manipulations require energy. All of that control requires constant vigilance, and they are exhausted. What the witch could see is that this person was building their own prison. Every lie was another bar. Every manipulation was another lock. Every attempt to hurt you was another chain. And now they are trapped inside the structure they built, carrying the weight of all their own toxic actions, unable to escape the consequences they created for themselves. The 10 of Wands can also represent physical illness caused by stress and burden, and this aligns perfectly with the witch's prediction about their health suffering. When you carry that much negativity, that much guilt, even if it is unconscious, that much fear of being exposed, it wears on your body. Chronic stress, anxiety, the physical manifestation of emotional burdens, this is what they are experiencing. Their body is literally breaking down under the weight of their own karma. And here is what is different between their burden and any challenges you might face, Taurus. Your challenges are making you stronger. Your difficulties are teaching you. Your struggles have purpose and lead to growth. But their burden is purely punitive. It is not teaching them because they are not learning. It is not growing them because they are not taking responsibility. It is just crushing them under the weight of their own choices. The 8th card is 2 of Swords, and this is really illuminating because the 2 of Swords represents being stuck, unable to make a decision, avoiding truth, being in denial, refusing to see what is right in front of you. This is showing me this person's current mental and emotional state. They are in denial about their karma. They are refusing to take responsibility. They are stuck between accepting the truth about themselves and continuing to live in their delusions. The 2 of Swords shows a blindfolded figure holding 2 crossed swords, sitting with their back to water, which represents emotions and intuition. This person is blocking out the truth. They are refusing to feel their feelings. They are refusing to look at themselves honestly. They are in a state of self-imposed ignorance, trying desperately to maintain their illusions even as everything falls apart around them. What the witch could see is that this person would have opportunities to change course, to take responsibility, to make amends, to grow from this experience. The 2 of Swords represents a choice point, but the prediction was that they would not take those opportunities. They would stay stuck. They would stay in denial. They would refuse to remove the blindfold. And that refusal is what makes their karma so severe, because the universe gives us chances to learn our lessons the easy way. And when we refuse, we learn them the hard way. The Two of Swords is also about stalemate and paralysis. This person cannot move forward because they are so committed to their lies, to their false narrative, to their victim mentality. They are stuck in a situation of their own making, unable to see a way out because they refuse to acknowledge how they got there in the first place. They are trapped by their own defensiveness, their own ego, their own inability to be honest with themselves. I am also getting that this person is experiencing significant mental conflict right now. Part of them knows what they did was wrong. Part of them feels guilty. Part of them is aware of their karma. But another part of them is desperate to maintain their self-image as a good person, as a victim, as someone who was justified in their actions. The Two of Swords represents this internal conflict, this cognitive dissonance, this painful contradiction between who they pretend to be and who they actually are. And because they cannot resolve this conflict, because they cannot face themselves honestly, they remain stuck in suffering. The Ten of Wands burden gets heavier. The moon illusions continue to crumble. The Three of Swords pain continues to intensify, all because they will not remove the blindfold and see the truth. The ninth card is Ten of Cups and Taurus. This is your future. While this person is stuck in their Two of Swords denial, carrying their Ten of Wands burden, drowning in their moon illusions, you are heading toward the Ten of Cups. This is the card of ultimate emotional fulfillment, happy family, true love, joy, harmony, dreams coming true. This is your reward for staying in your integrity. The Ten of Cups shows a family standing under a rainbow, arms raised in celebration, a beautiful home in the background. This is what you have been working toward. This is what you deserve. This is what the universe has been preparing for you while this person was busy trying to destroy you. And the most beautiful part is that you will appreciate this happiness so much more because you know what it feels like to face betrayal, to experience heartbreak, to be tested by difficult people. The Ten of Cups, in contrast to this person's suffering, is showing me that karma is not just about punishing those who do wrong. It is also about rewarding those who do right. It is about making sure that the person who stayed kind gets to experience joy, that the person who stayed honest gets to experience trust, that the person who stayed patient gets to experience peace, that the person who stayed strong gets to experience love. What I am really picking up on here is that this person's karma and your blessing are connected. Their downfall is creating space for your rise. Their loss is somehow contributing to your gain. The energy they tried to steal from you, the opportunities they tried to block, the happiness they tried to prevent, all of that is being redirected back to you with interest. The universe is not just restoring what they took, it is multiplying it. The Ten of Cups is also about community and being surrounded by people who genuinely love and support you. Where this person is experiencing isolation as their true nature is revealed, you are experiencing deeper connections. Where they are losing relationships, you are gaining authentic ones. Where they are being rejected, you are being celebrated. The contrast could not be more stark. The final card I pulled is the Tower. And listen, this is the karma card. The Tower represents sudden upheaval, destruction of false structures, dramatic change, everything that was built on lies coming crashing down. This is not gentle karma. This is not gradual consequences. This is dramatic, unavoidable, undeniable reckoning. The Tower shows a tall structure being struck by lightning, with people falling from it. It represents the moment when illusions cannot be maintained any longer, when truth breaks through with explosive force, when everything that was unstable finally collapses. And this is what the witch saw coming for this person. She saw their tower of lies, their false image, their manipulated reality, and she knew it was going to come crashing down. What makes the Tower so significant in terms of karma is that it cannot be stopped or controlled. When Tower energy hits, there is nothing the person can do to prevent it. They cannot manipulate their way out. They cannot lie their way out. They cannot charm their way out. The lightning strikes and the structure falls, and all they can do is experience the consequences of building something on a false foundation. The tower is also about exposure. When the tower falls, everything inside is revealed. All the secrets, all the lies, all the manipulations, everything this person worked so hard to hide is being brought into the light in the most dramatic way possible. And because they tried to expose you, because they tried to publicly humiliate you, their exposure will be public too. The universe is giving them a taste of their own medicine, but amplified. I am getting that this person's life is currently in or about to enter a tower moment. Something they built their entire identity around is collapsing. Something they thought was secure is being destroyed. Something they believed would never be discovered is being revealed. And the thing about tower moments is that they are necessary. The structure has to fall because it was never real in the first place. The illusion has to shatter because truth cannot coexist with lies forever. The witch could predict this because the tower is often preceded by warning signs. There are usually cracks appearing, small failures, hints that the structure is unstable. But this person ignored all the warnings. They refused to change course. They refused to take responsibility. They refused to do the inner work. So now the universe is doing it for them in the most dramatic way possible. The tower is also about liberation, though it does not feel like it at first. When everything false is stripped away, what remains is truth. When all the illusions are shattered, what remains is reality. For you, Taurus, knowing that this person is experiencing their tower moment is liberating. You are free from their influence. You are free from their manipulation. You are free from wondering if they will ever face consequences. The tower is falling, and you are safely outside of the blast zone. So Taurus, let me bring this all together for you because the story these cards tell is absolutely incredible. You have been working diligently on your own path, building something real and lasting, the 8 of Pentacles. Someone who is operating in shadows and deception, the Moon, deliberately hurt you and betrayed you, 3 of Swords. But you responded with strength, grace, and patience. Strength. The karmic chariot has been building momentum, the chariot, and now it is delivering consequences with unstoppable force. This person is carrying an unbearable burden, 10 of Wands. They are stuck in denial and unable to face the truth. 2 of Swords, and they are headed for a dramatic tower moment where everything false collapses, the tower. Meanwhile, you are stepping into lasting abundance and success. 10 of Pentacles, and moving toward ultimate emotional fulfillment and joy. 10 of Cups. The witch's prediction was accurate because anyone connected to spiritual truth could see this playing out. The karma was inevitable. The consequences were building. The suffering they are experiencing now is directly proportional to the suffering they tried to inflict on you. And their illness, whether mental, emotional, or physical, is the direct result of carrying so much toxic energy, so many lies, so much malice. What you need to understand, Taurus, is that you do not need to do anything about this situation. You do not need to confront them. You do not need to expose them yourself. You do not need to seek revenge. The universe is handling it with far more precision and effectiveness than you ever could. Your job is to stay focused on your own path, continue building your own success, cherish the blessings coming your way, and trust that justice is being served without your involvement. The witch could see what you might have intuitively felt, but could not quite believe. That karma is real. That the universe keeps perfect accounts. That people who hurt others do not get away with it, even if it seems like they do for a while. The wheels of karma turn slowly, but they grind exceedingly fine, and this person is learning that lesson in the most difficult way possible. I want to leave you with this thought. Their suffering is not your victory. Your freedom from them is your victory. Your success is your victory. Your peace is your victory. Their karma is simply the universe maintaining balance, ensuring that actions have consequences, proving that you cannot build a life on lies and manipulation without eventually facing the truth. You are being vindicated not because they are suffering, but because the truth is finally being revealed, and the truth has always been on your side. Take care of yourself, Taurus. Keep building, keep growing, keep trusting the process. The universe has your back.